What is one crucial element that only public relations will bring you? This is what we're talking about in this episode. Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the Nata PR School podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service? Or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At Nata PR, we deal with real clients every day, and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening, and let's get started. Bonjour, hello, and welcome to episode 133 of the Nata PR School podcast. I hope you're having a great week. And if you listen to this podcast every week and you haven't given a note, a comment, please do it, as you know how much important it is, and we appreciate if you do it. So today, public relations for reputation and advertising for sales. This is what we're talking in this episode. So public relations and advertising always get very different results. And this is what I want to help you understand in this episode. And this is what I've done in the previous 3 episodes, talk about some differences and how to tell apart PR from advertising. And if it's still difficult for you and you are confused, don't worry, because many professionals, marketing professionals sometimes are really confused about what PR can bring them. Really, you would be very surprised because, this is not something they really know and learn. And if they've never practiced public relations, PR, they have a very light, let's say, understanding of what it is. So to find out more about how PR is different from advertising, keep listening to this episode. You don't need to listen to the first 3, but if you want, I really tell apart public relations from advertising, and it's really there to help you. So one vital element that only public relations will give you, what is that one thing you think that only public relations can give you? Yes, is reputation. It's really how you're gonna get this knowledge, get known, increase what? Your reputation. If I ask you to name me one celebrity, let's play a little bit. So who aren't, someone who's not in your circle or in your industry, you're going to realize that you know what singers, athletes, why do you know them? You know them through the filter of media and social media. And you know them because they talk about them. You've seen them interviewed on the news, on TV. So this is what public relation does that publicity can't do, is really build your reputation. And for those of you who have listened to this podcast quite a bit, you've certainly heard me mention Elon Musk. Many of you don't love him. It's fine. I'm just using him. I can understand. I'm just using him as an example because to me, it's such an extreme case. And when I'm going to explain how Elon Musk really has built his own reputation, got known so much, it's really through public relations. So when you just think about how you know him because you've heard about him through what? Newspaper, radio, TV, and this man is an amazing a businessman who really knows how to use PR. And he was really extremely successful at developing his reputation using public relations, not with advertising the Tesla and some other companies, even Twitter, right? It's really because media are talking about him. So the same is true for every celebrity, but also for the business people in your community. I'm sure you can name me if you're a business person. I'm sure you know some business in your country, your community. You know them because you read articles about them in the media you consume, right? So if you choose to include PR in your marketing plan, the number one reason should be to increase your visibility, your reputation, increase the visibility of your business, a new product. It's really the first reason why you should be using PR. Of course, ultimately, it's to boost your sales because everything we do, especially if you have a company, it's to make money, to sell products, and at the end of the day, make money. But there are different roads and different tools you should be using, and PR is really one of them. Why? Because consumers are more willing to purchase what they know or what they've discovered through the media and social media. This is really, this is what Elon Musk does superbly. So the more we see this man, talk about him, the more his companies are successful, especially Tesla. Know that advertising never plays the role of increasing your credibility. Never. Advertising has many advantages, though, and the main one being what? To generate sales. So this is why combining PR and publicity and social media is so powerful. And if you know me, you know how I like definitions. So here's one about advertising that I really like. It's translated into French, into English from Wikipedia. So if you look for this, this definition in Wikipedia in English, you might not find it, but it's because it was translated from French to English. So advertising is a form of mass communications, the goal of which is to attract the attention of a target audience, your consumer, your user, a voter maybe, and it's to persuade them to adopt or to buy, of course, a desired behavior and purchase a product, vote for a candidate, or even, if it's a campaign to save energy. So this is what advertising is. Advertising is really there to tell people what they should be doing, what they should be buying, who they should vote for. Really. Public relation is still an amazing tool. Why? As I mentioned, to increase a brand's credibility, regardless of what industry you're in. This is what public relations can bring you. It gives consumer what? More confidence in your products. So public relations adds to this long-term, what I call the compound effect, a cumulative effect, like money in the bank. So the more there are articles published online about you, the more, we talk about you on the radio, TV, everywhere, the more this reputation will increase, right? And combining social media, as I mentioned, with press release to journalists and organic collaborations with influencers, this is what our clients do, and it works. They don't pay us just for the fun of it. It's something that's super efficient, and it really grows their reputation, which, of course, will allow them to increase their sales. Top luxury brands like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and if you think about all the those global brands like Nike, Adidas, New Balance, they continue to get themselves talked about. They make sure that they have something newsworthy to tell about what's happening with them to maintain what? Their reputation, and even from one generation to the next. I find it's such a phenomenon. It's extremely interesting. Yes, social media plays an important role here, for sure. But the media, which are also online, still play a critical role, which will let them hold onto that what precious reputation they've built, to keep it, to still renew it with among new customers and new generations. So this fascinates me. I find it really fascinating. And they're really good at it. If you think at Chanel, how they're always changing from one generation to another, and they change their codes, the way they talk to these consumers, they will also certainly be more and more present on TikTok, as you can imagine. So it's really interesting to follow how these old brands that have managed to be there for sometimes more than a century. Very impressive. At Nata PR, the agency that I founded, we're not anti-advertising. No, I love advertising. I'm a big fan of publicity. I'm very sensible to it and buy all sorts of things. But we believe that combining PR, advertising, and social media is what really produce the best results. We see it every day with our clients. So it's up to you, my friend, to take advantage of this. And now you know that the only one precious thing that public relations will bring, not the only one, but the thing that public relations will bring you is increase the awareness, but your reputation, your credibility. So this is why, if you can, include it in your marketing plan. And if you want, of course, to discuss it with me, we'll have a new website soon, hopefully, and you should be able to even book a meeting with me. Hopefully, this little PR break was useful and shed some light in any questions you may have, and if you have a hard time sometime distinguishing public relations from publicity. And I hope you will be joining me next week. À la semaine prochaine. Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the Nata PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.